Here we go. So, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's been a while since I did one of these blogs. I need to really get back on it. Just thought I'd do one since it's been a while. So this is my 2016 review blog. Yeah. I'm doing this on my laptop instead of using my phone or my camera because, well, I have the option on my laptop, might as well use it. And it's kind of nice to have a hands-free option. Let's see. So far my 2017 started off, it's alright. Not bad, not horrible. You know, worked on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Had yesterday and today off. Back to work tomorrow. You know, as much as I complain about the job, I do like it. It's actually a decent job. I got decent pay, and also this is the only job I've ever worked where I leave state for a few years, I come back, they give me my job back. I mean, technically I've been working for Lowe's since like 2008, and I've left and come back, and every time they hire me, this last time I've been gone for like 5 fucking years. 5 years. I come back, they hire me again. I gotta admit, that's pretty cool. In fact, in LA, I was lucky if I could find a job. The only job that I had out there that was like long term that kind of paid was Harbor Freight, but the hours were shit. The other long term job I had, the guy paid me when he felt like it. Yeah, but anyway, let's have a pause feature on this. I guess I don't have a pause feature on this. I'm gonna do this. So the cool thing about doing it this way is I can automatically put this together. I can like make a couple different clips and put it together on the video editor. It'll actually look somewhat decent this time. Anyway, what was I talking about? Yeah, okay, so here we are. This is the 3rd of January in 2017. This time last year, I was sleeping in my car in North Hollywood while getting stuff together, ready to move out here. I was just thinking about it. I've been out here almost a year now. Time flew fucking by fast. Yeah, the end of like 2015, 2016 was rough because that's when we had shit. I mean, before that, like summer of early fall of 2015, when shit hit the fan, shit went bad with the roommates. We got kind of screwed over. Lost the apartment, and we were living out the car for a while. Occasional hotels here. Stayed at friends for a while. Stayed at another friends who, after we left there, I'm still not sure what the problem was, but they ended up like completely blocking us. Both these people, you know, one of them was supposed to be like a long time friend of mine. But yeah, and apparently a mutual ex-friend of hers actually was telling me that she's done this with her and some other people before. So I don't understand what the mentality is about that. You know, you're gonna act like somebody's friend, and then you're totally just gonna screw them over and just, I don't know what. It's like, what, you can't handle somebody having a hard time. It's like you help, but you can only do so much. But instead of like saying, hey, I'm sorry, I tried to help, blah blah blah, You just kind of just delete them out of your life. Then again, I've had a few friends that do that. Hey, knock it off! Hey! It's my cat. Scratching on my mother-in-law's door trying to get her cat. So, yeah. Knock it off, fat ass. Yeah. So, yes, I'm still talking to the cat, by the way. Let's see. So, yeah. So we're pretty much living in the car, and finally, between Susie's mom and everything, we sent Susie back here to Indiana, like after Christmas, because, you know, sleeping in the car is no place for Susie. Susie, you know, they don't need that, you know. So, sent them back. Spent time in the car again. Because I didn't end up leaving until like the end of February. But yeah, to do the actual 2016 year in review properly. Let's see. First, like, started off the year actually alright, you know. Spent New Year's Eve. Actually, it was kind of a working New Year's Eve because I was doing flyers for a DJ I know. Yeah, DJ Amanda back in Hollywood. If by chance she's watching this, hi. But probably not. But if she is, just in case, I threw the hi in there, so now, you know, whatever. But, I went there a little early. It's like, okay, you know, I'm by myself. I ain't got nothing else to do. Might as well hang out in Hollywood for a while before I have to pass out flyers, which would be after midnight in front of Bordner's, you know, which is on Hollywood and Cherokee. So walking around Hollywood, and I get text from my friend, my really good friend, Gene. He's like my brother from another mother. I have a couple of those out there in Hollywood, so, well, in LA. Actually, well, one in Hollywood, one in Long Beach, technically, but still, you know. Hi, Gene. Hi, Gage. In case you guys are watching this, but yeah, my buddy Gene was texting me and just let me know he was loaded. So it's cool. We hung out over there, you know. Hung out with him, another friend of ours. And then we were like, oh, well, you know, so, you know, we all went down to Bordner's. We all went in, place hung out. It was pretty cool. Place was pretty packed. Lots of eye candy of all genders hanging out there. Yes. You know, the thing about being pansexual is you can appreciate everyone. Everyone is pretty. Well, okay, not everyone, but you can appreciate everyone that's pretty, no matter what umbrella that they fall upon, or what the fuck was that? Umbrella they fall upon? That was stupid. Okay, basically, whatever gender, whatever non-gender, blah blah blah. You know, you find everybody attractive. And there was a lot of attractive people there tonight. And, you know, we hung out, we were having fun and everything. It's the first time I kind of brought in a new year like that. It was pretty cool. I liked it. It was fun. You know, hanging out with my best friend and some other people, you know. Afterwards, did some flyers in front of the place. After that, we all went to the little falafel place down Hollywood by Vine. And like, it was pretty cool. We were hanging out there. We made lots of jokes because they sell falafel balls there. So falafel balls was like the big joke. Pretty much the whole fucking night or morning, depending. It was late when we were there. That was one of the few places that were open. So yeah. So I drove back to North Hollywood, my usual parking spot of Denny's. You know, I gotta admit, for as shitty as Denny's North Hollywood. If you're in Hollywood, North Hollywood area, you know the Denny's I'm talking about. The one that's on right on the corner of Burbank and Tahunga, by Lancashire. It's like a little weird crisscross thing, and right there in the corner, you have that Denny's. And that's where I used to park at. That's where we parked at, and it was open 24 hours, so the parking lot was fairly safe, and they're open 24 hours most of the time. So you had a bathroom you could use, and they didn't really say much about that. I mean, mostly, they would sometimes they would occasionally close for cleaning, which would be annoying, especially if you had to take a crap at 3 in the morning. And you're like, oh, wow, they're closed right now. But for the most part, they were open all the time. So I went back there, crashed. I got maybe, hang on a second. Gotta send a funny email, which I'm talking to Tony Tales, by the way. If you're watching this, Tony, hi. See? Give you the Flyer Ninja email, because that's still in effect, yo. Alright, that's not. You are kinda in my video blog. I'm doing right. No, not tight. I hate autocorrect. Right, just tight now. That's kind of wrong. Right now. Hello. So, anyway, got a few hours of sleep up until it got a little hot in there. Because I mean, yeah, it's January, but it's in LA, so some days tend to be cool, some days tend to be hot. That day was a little warm. So, had breakfast. Okay, here's one of the things I miss about that area. There's a couple places that I used to regular while I was parked there. Because, when you're not spending money on rent and you're trying to save up money, you have money to actually, buy food, which is helpful. I mean, granted, still sleeping in the car, but, but there's this place down Burbank Boulevard, heading toward Burbank, but not quite, the city of Burbank. It's a place called Tom's. It's right on Cahuenga and Burbank. Actually, it's sponsored by some of these people I'm mentioning. Anyway, Tom's, it's like a little burger place. Like burger, breakfast, stuff like that. A little diner. Food was amazing, by the way. If you live in LA and you haven't been there yet, definitely check it out. Once again, why am I not being sponsored for this shit? My God. I'm giving y'all free shout outs. The food was good, so at least I can do is just share the love. But but yeah, I went there, had breakfast. Great breakfast is there, by the way. And then I went to Lake Balboa Park. Went out there, did some hiking there for a while. Hold on a second. Just gonna show. Yeah. I'm lame. I'm doing messages on the phone while I'm. Yep, I'm doing a video blog at the moment, and I'll message you as I'm doing a blog. So see. So yeah, when I post it up, I'll tag you in it, I guess, so you can see I'm talking to you while I'm whatever. Hi. Yep, okay. Alright, that's out the way. Yeah, I see all you other video bloggers and YouTubers do that shit, and they use their phone all wrong, and so fuck it. I'll have nowhere near as many viewers. Who gives a fuck? Anyway, hung out in Lake Balboa Park, did some hiking back there in areas I've been going to Lake Balboa Park on and off for a couple years while I was out there. I was used to the actual lake itself and everything. It was cool, but I never went to back trails. You know, you hike the back trails, and all of a sudden, there's like waterfalls and running little streams and everything. I was like, whoa! It was pretty fucking cool. It's really neat back there, and I've only went to like a quarter of it, because there's a lot of it actually. When I come back out to LA for a visit, I'm gonna have to hike through there again, just to check it all out. Don't know when that'll be. But anyway, after that, I decided, because Star Wars: The Force Awakens had just premiered, came out. So I'm like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do something I haven't done in a long time. I'm gonna get a movie ticket and actually see a movie in a theater. Because really, the last time I was in a movie theater, I went with my ex-girlfriend and my old drummer for some movie that was shit. It was like a shit drama something. I don't know. I don't even remember what the fuck it was. But this was like, I don't remember. This was like back in like 2005. So it was like about 10, 11 years since I've been in a movie theater. I don't remember what movie it was. I'll have to ask my ex what that movie that was, because I don't remember. I don't know if she remembers actually. It was that long ago. But that was the last time. So when I saw Force Awakens, I mean, it was good, but you're watching it in 3D on a big screen, which I've never done. I've never saw a movie in. I mean, when I was a kid, you had the 3D things they show, like, you know, on TV, and you can get your 3D glasses at 7-Eleven, which is Slurpee. This might be before some of you guys' time. This was back in the 80s. I'm an old fuck, by the way, in case you haven't figured that out. So yeah, we used to, you know, that was the only time we did 3D, but then I'm watching it on here, and it's like, oh, this is what 3D is actually like. So it was really cool. It was a great experience. You know, it was a great night. You know, after that, things were on and off weird. You know, I've had some good days. I'd get work, because at the time I had my Flyer Ninja business, and I was doing flyers. And you know, I gotta say, I love the fact that I had my own business for a while, and it was actually, I don't want to say it wasn't successful, but I can't really say it was. But I guess the fact that I was making money off of it, and it was kind of sort of paying rent for a while, I guess technically that falls under the successful part, I guess. Yeah, we'll have work here and there. Then El Nino hit. For those of you who do not know what El Nino is, occasionally in LA, California, we get these bad storms coming through. It's like a few days of like really heavy fucking rain. We get a little bit of flooding, because it doesn't rain a lot in California. So when it rains with that consistency, you know, it's a little crazy. You know, people forget how to drive because there's water falling from the sky, and they don't know what the fuck to do. And you know, because like, you know, just like drainages are kind of blocked up. You know, streets have like dried oil on them for months and months, and just the sun baking it on there, and all of a sudden they're wet and they're slick, and you know, that sort of thing. But yeah, and because of the rains, and because my business was pretty much an outdoor business, you know, you're putting flyers on doorsteps and doorways and houses and stuff like that. So essentially, if it's raining, you're shit out of luck, you know, that day, because unless you're doing inside apartment buildings, which is one thing. I mean, inside apartment buildings, it's fine because you're inside an apartment building. They're not going to get wet because you're inside. But when you're doing houses, yeah, it's, you know, shit gets wet, and it's kind of pointless. People waste their money. You know, you're spending money on these flyers that get ruined by the rain. So understandable. But it still fucked me up. So, I mean, it got to this point one day, it was raining, There was a couple times it was raining. I barely would get out of the car. At that point, that's why I actually hit like a super really bad low point. I mean, I hit low points a lot. Excuse me. But this time, because of everything just converged on me all at once. You know, Susie was gone, not permanently, obviously, but I didn't really have anybody there to really talk to. You know. So, it was just besides myself. Yes, I talk to myself. It's just sort of something I do. Or as I refer to it, thinking out loud. Because basically that's what it's, for the most part, that's what talking to yourself is, thinking aloud. Except for when you're answering yourself back. Then that's a little different. Okay, maybe I've done that too. Yeah. Anyway. But, yeah. It's like between that, being homeless for the first time in fucking years, you know. I haven't been in a position like that in a long fucking time. And I felt like such a failure. And then stress over trying to get things to try to get out of California and get back to Indiana. That is just, everything just really hit me hard. And the fact that I couldn't work because the rain was pouring. You know, there was times I just sat in the car in that parking lot as the rain was slamming in the car. And I just didn't move. I just stayed there in the blanket. And I just felt like I wanted to fucking die right there. I was like, I think a part of me had like temporarily given up. I kind of checked out a little bit, you know, because I couldn't even fucking move. I was, yeah, and then it got to a point, the rain was pretty bad. Like, alright, I have the money. Maybe I'll get a hotel. Susie was talking to me a lot on the phone, and Susie was telling me I need to get a hotel and everything. I mean, my main interactions at the time were Susie and my then current girlfriend as well, which brief explanation of that, it was a girl I knew that lived out here, but we never actually officially met, but we talked a lot over the years, and we kind of got close, talking and everything, and I thought talk about, you know, I was moving to Indiana and I was talking, and there was mutual feelings, so we ended up, you know, sort of being in a relationship together too. And at the time, Susie liked her. Like, it was like everyone was getting along. It was cool. So my main things that kind of were trying to sort of keep me grounded was talking to Susie and talking to this other girl. I won't mention her name in the video, you know, just because she has her thing, she has her life, whatever. I don't want to get into that, but more on that a little bit later. So I got a hotel. This is the one in like Van Nuys, Panorama City that Susan and I used to go to all the time, like 65 a night. It's not a horrible place, really. You know, it's a good place to go to. You know, if you look for something like, because like most of the hotels out there are kind of expensive, and for that. And actually, for that price, it's really good, because there's another hotel, which I'll explain later, that's a little bit more expensive, and it's a fucking rundown, shitty place. But, so I stayed there. I kind of had a breakdown in that room. Most of the night, I was just fucked up. You know, I don't think I've ever felt like that, honestly. I've had breakdowns before. I've had like mental breakdowns before, you know, anxiety attacks or whatever. But that was probably the worst one. So yeah, sorry, I had to pause that for a second. Mother-in-law came out, gave me Axe body wash. Once again, why am I not getting sponsored? I'm showing Axe on here. Axe should be like, so I will pay you to show us our product. Axe. Wash your ass with it, makes it smell good. Yeah. All right. But let's see. But yeah, at that point I was like, that's probably the lowest point I've ever been. And that was the first time. I didn't even tell Susie about this part until like actually a few weeks ago. Actually, it's something I didn't tell Susie this over the phone or anything. And even after I got back, like I said, just brought her talking about stuff like that. But it was like for the first time in a long time. Not only was I kind of like, because I didn't think I was gonna even make it. I was like, I'm not gonna make it out of here. Everything's just coming down. It's not happening. I'm not gonna make it out of here. And I'm just, a burden to everybody at this point. So, killing myself seemed like the best option. And I was actually mapping out plans to do it. I'm like looking around the room, seeing is there a sturdy point in the room where if I cut off a cord off of like the TV or something and made like a makeshift noose, would it be something that could be like I could strap onto something hard that's like solid enough that will support my weight to hang myself from? That yeah, I mean, I was actually putting some thought. I mean, I've done suicide attempts before when I was younger. Nothing really major. A lot of it was some of it while high or coming down, honestly. Back in the old drug use days. But here I was, stone cold sober. Haven't really done anything. It's like, I haven't really drank anything in years. I smoke weed on occasion, but it's nothing really. Not really that much. And the being significant, I smoke so little of it, I could probably piss test right now and be fine. So it's like a very rare thing. I'm like, for the most part, I'm almost straight edge, almost. I mean, there's some things, I can't hang with, But still, I mean, for the most part, I don't even drink anymore. I definitely don't do any type of drugs. Sometimes it's right now. I mean, it's hard to get me to take ibuprofen after a while. Yeah, I was actually at a point that I hadn't been in a while, and not like that. That was very intense. And eventually, a lot of it had to do with talking to Susie a lot too. After I got the freak out the way and everything, I think I might have fell asleep for a little while. That probably had a lot to do with it too, lack of sleep as well. Because how well can you sleep in a car? Come on. So after a good meltdown, a cry, lots of crying, and maybe a nap, I woke up. I was okay. I wasn't great, but I wasn't thinking about trying to kill myself. I was just more so freaking out of how am I going to pull this off? How is this going to happen? But next day I was adequate. Actually, I think later that night I actually did some laundry, I think, too, so that helped. And just getting a shower and a bath. I got to get a bath, too. I did have a bath, actually. Yeah. It all helped. Rain started stopping, so I got more work, started working again. And also this time, my mother-in-law was still waiting for her and her husband's tax returns to come in, because she was going to rent the U-Haul. And we had to rent a U-Haul that had the tow hitch on it so I could bring the car, because the car was not going to make it across country, especially with expired tags. So yeah, But it took some time, just working, saving up money. I got my tax returns. But with my tax returns, I had enough to put toward things, paying off storage and phone and all that. But also, I got me a room for a few days. I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna get a hotel room for a few days, try to, just relax and feel somewhat normal for a while. So there's another hotel I stayed at, not too far from Denny's actually. It's in North Hollywood. I figured, it's close by. I didn't want to do a commute from Van Nuys to like Harbor Freight where I worked at only on the weekends though. So that's all the hours I got. This hotel, I forget the name of it. It's a motel, sorry. I keep screwing up hotel, motel. It's like, oh, it's all the same to me. It's not really the same, Motel is a motor inn. A hotel is where the hoes tell. I don't know. But it's down on Magnolia and Riverton, which is an area I used to live in before anyway. North Hollywood is stomping grounds, for me. I spent many years in North Hollywood. This particular hotel has always been run down. Even now, the place is pretty much the same exact way it was 20 years ago. Back in my drug days, I was with my ex, and we were doing speed. We stayed at this hotel a few times, and oddly enough, the particular room I got, was one that we actually stayed in, which is weird. Especially when, they're still using the same blankets, and it's the same paint job, the same everything that was there 20 fucking years ago. The only difference in this place is they got kind of another paint job on the front of the building. Well, the whole building is the house facade was redone as far as painting, but that's about it. That and the prices were a lot more. So you're paying a lot more money to stay in squalor. Still some crackheads there, Still some prostitution going on in there. Everything else in the neighborhood is has progressed and evolved.
You make sure it's not getting wet in that window.
This window? Which window? Which window?
Your bedroom window.
Oh, that's fine. I think I got that closed. Yeah, but ow. Yeah, stayed there for a few days. Talked to Susie and my girlfriend a lot. I guess that was kind of helpful too. It's having a spouse that was waiting for me, and then also having a girlfriend waiting for me. It's okay, well, I got two people. I got to actually have a support system. Between that and her mom, Susie's mom, and it was it was cool. I had a support system waiting for me back here. So spent a few days there, worked at Harbor Freight, and at a point, it's eventually, because I was coming down to the wire in February, played my last show with my band there, because we were trying to get a one final blowout show before I left. I wanted to do a goodbye bash and everything, sort of. And it turned out okay. I was kind of wanting a little bit better of a turnout. And basically, the only place that we could really get was Universal Bar and Grill, which is, it's not a horrible spot, really. It depends, it's an alright spot, But we played there. It was my band and my other brother's band, Brian Gage. His band, Midnight Death Trap. So we were doing like a double billing. It was kind of like a goodbye show. We used to do like birthday bash shows. So it'd be my band and his band, because we used to be in the same band together too. Same bands. We played in a couple bands together. I've known the guy for a few years. And our birthdays are like a couple weeks apart. So we always use the birthday bash shows. And they're always a lot of fun. We used to do them a lot at a place up in La Crescent. And those were fun. And we did this one was. The turnout was okay. We had a few people there. A lot of people I would have wished showed up didn't show up, you know. Interesting. We played with some. It was us and Death Trap, and then some crap bands. You know, just basic bar band type of thing. So it's like us and Death Trap were the oddballs sort of the night. But you know, we were the oddballs that did not suck, obviously. But yeah, we played. Tried to do a live feed of the show. The live feed went well. Everybody saw it, but of course, because somebody played a Bob Dylan song, the replay will be able, you know, so that way make it just a regular video to play after you do a live stream on YouTube. Because there was a Bob Dylan song playing before we started playing on the jukebox, they decided to cut the sound of the entire video. Thanks again for that, YouTube, by the way. I really appreciate that, you fucks. But fucking YouTube. But anyway, played the show. At the end of the set, me and Gage did a cover of Rock and Roll Suicide by David Bowie, which that was okay. Which, by the way, let me back away. This was a major hit for me when David Bowie died. That really fucked with me. That really fucked with me. You know, David Bowie was like one of my major influences that I grew up with ever since I was a fucking knee-high, whatever. Fuck am I talking about? But yeah, I mean, David Bowie has always been a constant in my life, you know. You know, David Bowie is one of the reasons why I wanted to do music in the first place. You know, I was probably one of the few brown-skinned kids at the time of my age, you know, back in the 80s, when I was like about 9 years old, singing songs from the Ziggy Stardust and Spiders from Mars album. You know, I mean, how many 9-year-olds do you know from a black and Puerto Rican neighborhood that are running around singing Moon Age Daydream? That didn't earn me a lot of brownie points, by the way, but who fucking cares? You know, David Bowie was always a constant in my life. He was, you know, he was pretty much everything to me as far as influence, as far as music goes. And then when hearing that he died, that it really fucked with me. It really broke my heart. And I was right. He died like right after he released Black Star. That album I have a hard time listening to, even though after he died I listened to it. That I pretty much listened to a lot of David Bowie, but particularly the Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars album, which was the very first David Bowie album I ever owned. Between that and Black Star, those two got a lot of rotation. And I have a hard time listening to Black Star. It's a very emotional album. Especially Lazarus. That fucking song is very hard to listen to. The video is even harder to watch. It's like, oh. You know, it's like my fucking heart. You know, and when I first saw Black Star before David Bowie died, I was like, well, this is a good song. It's a weird fucking video. But then after it passed, it starts making sense. And it's like that. And it's like, oh, I understand now. But anyway. So we did a cover of Rock and Roll Suicide. It's cool. I hung out with Gage a couple more times after that and everything. Put in my 2 weeks notice at Harbor Freight, which felt so liberating. You know, honestly, I mean, I liked a lot of my coworkers there. I liked most of my managers there. I mean, there was a couple I could have did without. There was some that wasn't working there I really could have did without them being there in the first place. But some of my coworkers, and I do miss some of my coworkers. I don't think they miss me that much, but but yeah, they were cool. But still, the job itself, the people, the shop, I hated it. And put my 2 weeks notice felt so liberating. And in 2 weeks, I was out of there. And it was, I mean, yeah. By the time to go, mother-in-law got tax return, and we got the U-Haul and everything. I was getting every last minute things done. I pulled everything out of storage, and then had the car hooked up to it and hit the road with the cat. Yes, I made a road trip across country with my cat, which thanks to his godmother who took care of him while we were homeless. And I got him a cage, and there was a little cat carrier. You know, surprisingly enough, he was pretty good on the road, actually. We stayed in 2 hotels. We were staying in Barstow. And I was like, we were in a hotel there. And I was going out to get something, or I was putting stuff back in the U-Haul because we're getting ready to go. We just, paid for a night. And no, actually, you know what it was? I forgot, because the 2 hotels I stayed in had the continental breakfast things. I've never ever stayed in a hotel that had a continental breakfast. I'm like, what? You got a free breakfast here? What? All right. So it's like, if you ever seen it. The whole thing goes through my head both times. So have you ever watched that one show, Key and Peele, on Comedy Central? They did a continental breakfast skit. If you know what I'm talking about, you get why this is funny to me. If you don't, then you need to go watch it. Then you can find it funny. But yeah, had a continental breakfast, which is alright. It's pretty decent. But coming back to the room. Because once we're in the room, I have Thaddeus, let Thaddeus stretch his legs out, And I opened the door, he slips out the door, I had to chase him down the hallway, because the last thing I want is my cat lost out in the desert, because he ain't going to make it out there. Not just because of, the heat and blah, blah, blah. No. There's just lots of animals bigger than him that will eat him. Or scoop him up and fly away or something, so no. I mean, he was a little bit bigger than me. He's still kind of small. Not like he is now. But, so yeah, got him back. Hit the road. I saw a lot of stuff. This road trip was rough on one hand. But on the other hand, it was fucking amazing. I got to see parts of America I've never seen before. And some I've kind of seen. I've rode Greyhound buses between California, first from Philadelphia to California, and then from California to Ohio, or rather Ohio from California, and back and forth to Indiana a couple times by bus. Of course, trips back and forth to Vegas. But to actually. It's just different when you're doing it driving by yourself, because you're driving and you're actually witnessing this stuff, like going through the mountains in Utah and Colorado, these fucking gigantic fucking mountains. And Utah was weird because one part of it was icy and snow-capped mountains, the other part was desert with big huge rocks and everything, and it was crazy. It was just endless. It was panoramic fucking, it was crazy, you know. I didn't get nowhere near as many pictures as I should have. I got a few, but I should have got a lot more. I should have just fucking overflowed my fucking memory card of my fucking camera, because there was just so much, you know. I had to stop off in Colorado. I forget the name of the area. It was outside of Denver, past Denver actually, because I had problems with the trailer. And the car was on, so I had to go to a U-Haul for there. And the area's kind of cool, you know. Everybody was kind of cool and everything. I mean, of course, Colorado, you know, they got legal weed, so I guess people tend to be a little bit more laid back there, I guess, or at least cooler to talk to. I don't know. But everybody that I got to talk to while I was in Colorado were pretty cool. I was like, oh, this is alright. You know, Colorado wouldn't be so bad living in sometime, maybe. I don't know. Either way. Moved on. It took me a few days. Some of the states that took the longest to get across was like Colorado and Missouri and Utah. Those three motherfuckers right there, because I guess there's a lot of area. Because I ended up staying in another hotel in Colorado. It's, oh god, I forgot the name. Once again, I'm forgetting names. I have another blog up actually from the road trip actually with stuff in there. But yeah, I stayed in another hotel there. Finally, a few days later, I finally made it to Indianapolis. And it was cool, and it was good. I was like, I made this trip, and I was really proud of myself. I felt confident. To me, that was like a big accomplishment, a big achievement for me, you know. I've never driven that far. I never did a road trip like that. I've done road trips, but not like that. And I did this road trip with Kat and towing a car. This was like probably one of the bigger adventures I've had, so it was really cool, you know. You know, got back here. Probably maybe here not even a month. I got my job back over at Lowe's, like I was mentioning earlier. I was hiring me back. So yeah, I mean, been working and actually making some decent money. You know, because you know when they gave me my offer of like the pay, I was like, whoa, hold on. So yeah, I mean, things were looking better after just being out here. Not even a month already, things were looking up. The girlfriend I was mentioning, she finally came over to meet us in person and everything. And it was a nice time. We had fun talking and everything. We went on a few dates after that. Hung out for a while, talked a lot. You know, I really liked her. Susie had liked her, you know, so she, I mean, it was, seeing somebody, and not only were they cool but at the time, but Susie approved of them as well. That helped a lot. That's a big thing in polyamorous relationships. People, I mean, you're involved with more than one person. Everybody involved has to kind of get along. You know, that's the whole basis of polyamory. You know, if one person isn't getting along with another person, saying it's going to cause problems. Which I'll get into that in a few as well. That'll be coming up in a bit. This is going to be a long video blog. But this is a year-end review, so of course it's not going to be a short one now, is it? Luckily I'm doing this on the day I'm off and I don't have to go to work later. So I was planning, I was like, we were talking, and okay, the problem, one of the problems I had with my girlfriend at the time, she has a few friends, you know, and sort of that typical Indiana mentality, I guess. I can't say typical Indiana mentality because I've met quite a few people who don't even think like this out here. But you know, that mentality is like racist and homophobic, you know, transphobic. And I'm sorry, I can't really hang with that, they said some stuff, and it's like, old Trump humper bullshit. But, this was when the whole thing with the trans people want to use, bathrooms according to the gender that they were, I guess, if you're a trans man, you want to use the men's room. If you're a trans woman, you want to use the women's room, because if you use the ones that society says you're supposed to use, you put yourself into kind of a danger, because of people who just don't understand you, especially with trans women. Trans women in a guy's bathroom, especially depending on where you're at, you have these assholes that, what the hell are you? That's a big issue for me as well. No, I'm not trans or non-binary or anything. Sorry, I do that a lot because I suck. But that's a big issue for me, because I'm not, but I have a lot of people that are close to me that are. So their safety and well-being is as important to me, because they're family. So I guess she was sharing a post, I guess posted by them and everything, in regards basically the trans people being basically like child molesters or whatever, hiding in bathrooms and like. And I had to try to school her on that, and I got in a big argument with one of her friends, who basically, because I was defending trans people's rights, basically he referred to me as a fucking pedophile. It's like, what? That's an awfully big jump there, buddy. Just because you're a homophobic piece of shit doesn't mean it's like, oh, if you don't agree with me, you must be a pedophile. Okay, that's kind of a sick fucking jump. What the fuck are you up to? My cat's just running around up doing some shit. He's like, you're getting into something. But and then her and I talked a little bit about it, and she was quite defensive. I was like, yeah, we hear about it a lot about, this happens, just men dressing up as women, just assault women in the bathroom. And like, she brought up one incident, and it wasn't even a person. The person wasn't even trans. They tried to say they were, and then they admitted that they weren't. And it was proven. It's in the news and everything. So because it's one person, she's thinking like everybody does it, and that's a bit of a problem. We kind of got into an argument about it, and she's like, well, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, because you're going to think that because basically you call me stupid. Like, no, I'm not calling you stupid. I'm trying to explain to you about something you obviously don't really know much about. So I'm trying to explain so you understand. That obviously did not work out. And eventually, things were said. It was like she kind of came back and apologized a little bit, but not completely. And then she basically kind of like, she was saying, like, because her and Susie had words, and I don't know who blocked her, but then she was saying that Susie said something that she didn't, even though I had copy and pasted a message or whatever. Either way, it was like, basically she was lying about something Susie said. So we just got one like, well, this is not gonna work. Can't deal with this. We can't do this. Once again, it comes down to, if your current partner isn't able to get along with anybody else you're saying, then that's going to cause problems. So, I've been in this situation a couple times, and unfortunately, I'm trying not to get in too many more situations like that. I'll explain in a minute. But yeah, that didn't work out. In the meantime, I got a new band together. Still the same guys together, and it's actually working out really well. We're still trying to work on a single right now. Try to get that finalized. We did a little bit of recording. We're trying to finalize that so I can put that out finally. I think it's good. Things are going good with that. And at the time I was on OkCupid, which is, a lot of you know what OkCupid is. And they have like a section for like for a non-monogamous sort of polyamorous section. It's like, this is okay, this is great. So, because it's hard to be on like dating sites and then trying to have to explain to people that you're in a relationship, you're in a polyamorous relationship, and they don't understand what it is, and they're like, oh, well, maybe you're just cheating. It's like, no, it's not the case at all. It's like, you're in somewhere where you got people that already understand that part's out the way. Perfect. That makes things easier. So I've met a few people on OkCupid, a couple of them just turned out to be friends. You're not feeling things with me, you're not feeling things, it's fine. It's like, and if you're not feeling things with me, we're hanging out, whatever, we date or whatever, or we're talking, I'm the type of person, please just tell me. Don't, don't just kind of, fake it like you like me, or just disappear. But, met a couple people in there. There's one girl I met, hung out. Susie still likes her. And she's a pretty awesome person. I like her a lot. Things felt like they were getting really close for a while, but I guess it was a bit much for her. I don't know. For whatever her reasons are, it doesn't change the fact. She was a pretty cool person. She's still a pretty cool person and everything. And yeah, I'll just leave it at that. I don't want to get too much into that because I don't, just leave it that she's a cool person. It was just, I don't know. I'm not. I guess I'm not everybody's cup of tea. Obviously, I'm not the most attractive person in the world, even though I try to be, and I try to get off this like give off this vibe, like like I am like a good looking guy, I'm pretty like that was a terrible fucking angle. But really, I know I'm ugly, okay? I already know. It's just maybe to some people I'm a little less ugly, or maybe they don't focus on my looks as much, which is fine. But yeah, I get it. I'm not an attractive person. Yeah. But anyway, another girl I met, and she seemed really nice and everything, really cute, as well. I met last few people I've been dating and everything, very attractive. So I don't know how they ended up wanting to go out with me for whatever reason, because I'm not, but hey. But anyway, another girl, so she seemed kind of cool. Her and Susie talked, and off the bat, Susie didn't click with me, because, guess while she was talking to Susie, she kind of bulldozed over the conversation. Was a bit pushy and a bit rude. So yeah, that didn't go over well. There was some other issues, but yeah, But I was, even though despite Susie didn't really like her, I was still talking to her, and I hung out with her a few times still, And okay, this is what I'm getting to. And obviously it's still something I've had to learn as well. Like I said, though Susie and I have done the polyamory thing for most of the relationship, which has been 9 years, but most of the relationship we have been polyamorous, there are still things I'm learning. I'm still trying to get a feel for things, because, I'm not above making mistakes, obviously. But once again, as I was talking about earlier, You can't, you know, date people, be in a relationship with other people when you're with somebody and they can't get along. It's like, you know, I've been with Susie longer and everything, but it's like if I'm dating somebody else and Susie doesn't get along with them, things not working out. It's not gonna. It's bad. Bad things are gonna happen. It's gonna get bad. You know, it's not gonna be a good time. You know, so it's better to, you know, not so. I've hung out with her. I met her roommate. You know, I thought her roommate was cute too. Yeah. Eventually, it wasn't that. It was a really big issue, and really, I didn't. And really, honestly, this relationship is more important. You know, right now. I mean, it sounds wrong in a way. I'm just saying, it's like you can't be in a relationship. It's like if you're gonna be in a polyamorous relationship, you can be in relationships with other people, but you can't really jeopardize the person that you're already with as well. You know, if that makes sense. So basically, I kind of had to end things with this girl I was talking to. She got pissed and she blocked me. Okay, alright. Yeah, there you go. Her roommate was messaging me because her roommate and I added each other on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. And she's like, "Hey, I'd like to still talk to you." You know, and I'm like, "Well, as long as it doesn't make things awkward, it's fine." So, her roommate and I talked a few times and everything, and we made plans on, like, you know, having like a coffee date, hanging out, whatever. And it finally came down to it, you know, because, like, I mean, we talked, and then, I mean, despite, you know, this girl and I not talking anymore because she blocked whatever, I did ask her roommate how they were doing, how she was doing and everything, because I guess she had to go to hospital or something for something. So just make sure, okay, you know, I don't wish him any problems, just, you know, there's other issues, but, you know, really, I really have no problem with her otherwise, you know. And this girl, she unblocked me and sent me a message saying hi, and that she just, you know, she was just very emotional and just upset about everything. I was like, alright, cool, well, that's cool, and whatever, alright, and roommate and I talking, cool. Hung out with her roommate. Once again, not mentioning names, folks. So it sounds a little weird, but I hang out with them, and we're gonna do a coffee date, but then we ended up hanging out at Steak and Shake instead, which is cool, you know, because fuck burgers, man, fuck. Burgers is a great date. Yeah. We talked a lot, and I really liked them. You know, like, this is cool. I mean, Susie didn't have a problem with them. Susie talked to this person briefly on OkCupid like months ago, but then they got lost contact or whatever. You know, then we were talking, and we made plans to hang out again, and they wanted to come over and hang out with us and smoke with Susie, and I was like, okay, cool. You know, this is alright. You know, as we left, hugged. You know, everything. I was like, okay, cool. This could work out. This is cool. I like this person. They're cute. They're nice. They seem fun. You know. See where it goes. This is what happens. Later that night, I would send a message say, hey, you know, hey, thanks again for coming out and hanging out with me. We had a lot of fun. Blah blah blah. Notice that they blocked me on every social media outlet we were on. Every single one. And the other girl reblocked me. So, apparently, one of two things happened. Either A, this was some weird fucking little game that they were playing to fuck with me, which I don't understand what the point was of that, because I hadn't spent enough time with a roommate long enough to actually develop any emotional attachment or anything. So I don't know if that was a point there. Was there something with that? Or if maybe the whole thing that was, maybe, number two, maybe everything that we were talking about, maybe things that the roommate was feeling was genuine, but there was a big problem, big argument between the girl and her roommate, that the roommate decided, well, this is the person I'm living with, it's better, I'll just gonna block it, just end all problems. Either way, whatever, that's done. Okay. So yeah. So the polyamory life out here, it's had its ups and downs. I mean, I've been on a few dates with people. I mean, granted, I've dated a few people. Got to make out with a couple of people. It's great, but sadly, no one's just actually stuck around. I've made some friends. That's cool too. Went on a date with someone that that ended up being more of a friend thing because like they weren't feeling it. Once again, like I said, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. Obviously. Maybe if I was prettier and a little bit more successful, I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it's just like I said, it's just me. Once again, I should be getting endorsements. See this shit? But yeah. So, band played our first show in December. That went really well. It was nice. They played a place I haven't played since the last time I was here years ago, and it was fun. It turned out went really well. This whole year has been pretty decent. This isn't like last couple times I moved out here. Maybe it was probably the mindset was different then. I was just thinking of how long is it going to be before I can move back to California? So I can get my shit together here and move out to California and continue life there. Which was my mistake, really. I mean, on one hand, I don't regret going back to California and doing stuff, trying to make things work. It was the last time I tried, 5 years, but I know this time it's going to have to work, and it is working out here. I mean, they should tell me right there, In California, I'm struggling my ass off. I come here, I have a job within a month, and I'm already have, like, an income, Oh, also, while we're here, because I also have medical insurance. So, when I had an eye doctor appointment to get glasses and everything, I already knew I had high blood pressure anyway, but apparently my high blood pressure's got to the point where it was stroke level. And they suggested I go to the hospital immediately. I'm like, alright, fine. I didn't want to, but fine. I went. Not only was my blood pressure stroke level, and at high risk, and somehow they were actually surprised I haven't had any strokes. Because it's been like that for a while. But also, I was diabetic. Like, oh, I'm diabetic too? Great. So I'm now taking meds. I'm taking meds for my blood pressure, and I'm taking like a metformin hybrid for my diabetes. So we got my blood sugar levels down low, which is great. But because everything was running so high for the longest time, from blood sugar and my blood pressure and everything. Now my body's reacting weird, because I'm getting lightheaded a lot. Also, I've been losing a lot of weight. I've lost a lot of weight. Right now, I'm wearing a size 38 pants, 38 waist. I haven't wore a 38 waist since before Susie and I got together, over 9 years ago. And actually, those 38s are a little loose on me right now. So I've lost a lot of weight. I don't know if you can tell from this. But yeah, probably not. But yeah, I mean, It's funny, I'm losing weight just when I just finally decided to accept myself again. I'm like, not worrying about my stomach or anything. It's like, well, I am what I am. Fuck it. You know, I'm a fucking bear. You know, just when I do that, and all of a sudden I'm losing weight now. Which, I mean, I'm still not skinny. Probably won't be skinny. You know, I still need to work out. I have been working out recently. That's the whole thing. I started. Oh, another thing, because I started off the year. Had a gym membership at a YMCA, so I was working out, and I was getting a little bit buff. That helped with depression a lot, by the way, because I did that like after that breakdown incident. I did that because number one, I needed showers in a regular, so you know what better way than go somewhere where I had free showers? Well, not free showers, but you know, use the showers at the YMCA, you know, get a workout there while I'm at it. Fuck it. And it was great, you know, that helped a lot. It was very therapeutic, you know, being able to work out and shower, you know. It helped me with the headspace a lot, you know. You know, I'm not advocating, you know, weight loss and working out and blah, blah, blah. Do what works for you. I'm just saying what worked for me that helped. It helped, and really, it would probably help again in certain things, because I still have depression issues, so I still got them. They're still there. Things are better, but they're still there. But yeah, I've worked a little bit at home, but it's been a little hard too. I can't go to YMCA because it's not one close by, and I owe them money still. Yeah, working on a gym membership thing, but we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, anyway. But I mean, for the most part, aside from depression, which I still have, sometimes it just randomly happens. It just happens, you know. It's just there, you know. Depression is not something that just, you know, if your life changes, you know, things in your life get better. It's not always saying that the depression is going to go away. It's like, okay, well, things are better now, so no, it won't be depressed anymore. Wrong. It's still there, and it still happens. You know, I go through it a lot. I'm not at that point that I was that one night anymore, but it's still happening. I still have my moments. You know. Yeah, I mean, for the most part though, things are a little bit better. We're looking to hopefully getting our own place maybe by the end of this year. I mean, honestly, because we currently live like in the trailer park right now. It's kind of a decent one though, and honestly, I'm just thinking about it's the closest to a house as we're gonna get at the moment. So we're probably just gonna rent another like trailer. I mean, come on, you have like 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, kitchen, living room, for like about like in between $400 to $600 a month. Come on, that's pretty good, you know. Pretty much your little front yard area. That's gonna be a lot better than getting an apartment, in my opinion. So I'm actually looking forward to that. You know, I'm here. I want to make this work. It is working, and I just want to continue to live a life here. Like, yeah, I mean, maybe Indianapolis isn't the first choice for people to go get their lives together too, but considering the fact, as much as I love California, and I do love it, you know, and I do miss it, a lot of aspects of it. There's a lot of people I don't miss there, you know, a lot of the Sunset Strip hanger-oners, you know. Y'all know who you are, because y'all probably watching this video, because I'm sure y'all kind of ghost me sometimes and make shitty comments in your articles about me, and I really don't give a shit, honestly. I don't give a fuck. What's good, Lost Anarchy magazine? Yeah. But no, just dealing with it. I mean, that bullshit I'm over with, you know. You know, everybody wants to be controversial to be relevant, and they just make themselves look like a fucking ass. And I can't hang with that, you know. You know, between that and certain other people with their casual racism. Oh God, that. A certain other person, I'm discriminated to be against because I'm white. Oh, bitch. You know, and she was one of those all lives matter types. I can't hang with you guys. Oh, that's gonna be another subject gonna be coming up in about here. Give me a second here. But yeah, I mean, California is expensive to live in now. You know, when I first moved out there in the '90s, it was, you know, it was fairly livable. Ooh, and I better wrap this up soon because my nephew's gonna be home soon, and this vlog is gonna be impossible to do because he's very loud. But yeah. So things will work better. I'm here, and I thank everybody that has supported me online and offline. You know, all you guys have had my back. All you guys that were like looking out for me when I was on the way out here on that road trip. I love you guys and I appreciate it. You know, for the people who stayed in my life and people were staying in my life, I thank you and I love you all. I've made posts about it. I know it seems like a joke, but I'm actually serious. You know, my New Year's resolution, and I do have one this time. My New Year's resolution is literally to tell more people to fuck off. I was not kidding about that because I had to stop leaving shitty people in my life. I mean, I've had a lot of shitty people. There's still a couple there still. There's still a few there. I've been weeding them out a lot though. Sometimes you weed it yourself out when it makes it easier, you know. Sometimes it's really good when the trash takes itself out, really. But this time I have to do it. This time, you know. I'm sure I'm going to piss a lot of you off with more posts. My posts aren't changing. And in fact, they may get a little bit more angrier. You know. I'm probably going to offend a lot of you. And now when I say offend, when I say offend you, I mean, there's a lot of people, okay, when I say offend, I mean offend people who are like, the whole, well, I hate political correctness and shit, you know, because usually, come on, when you guys say that, you know what you really mean. I mean, you're tired of hearing about people talk about racism and sexism and homophobia and transphobia. You're tired of hearing about it, and you want to be able to say nigger and faggot and all this other shit whenever you want without getting reprimanded for it. That's what you're saying. You want to be able to make fag jokes whenever you want without being reprimanded. You want to be able to call Latinos wetbacks whenever you want without hearing shit about it. You just go, that was joke. It's a joke. Can't you take a fucking joke? You know? If that's your joke, then no. No, can't take a fucking joke. Fuck off. You know? This is not about safe spaces or all this other shit, whatever. You know what? People cry about us. You know, people cry about people like wanting safe spaces, blah, blah, blah. You're the same people who will go to church and Fox News and shit. Isn't that your safe space? But yeah. So I'm going to be pissing off a lot of you in 2017. And I'm okay with that. And the people who are close to me and know what I'm doing and know who I am, they're okay with that. So I'm going to be taking over with my music and my web shows. I'm going to be doing more of these as soon as I can. And I think my nephew's home now. So I think it's about time to end this blog. And I thank you for watching because I know this is a long fucking blog. And that would be my mother-in-law. It's okay. But thanks for watching, and let's make 2017 great again, and fuck Donald Trump. Bye-bye.
I won.
Hi, bub.